The twin suns of Aurelia dipped low in the sky, casting a warm golden glow over the sprawling human colony. Fields of silver crops swayed gently in the breeze, and the crystal towers of the research city reflected the evening light like scattered diamonds. On the edge of the city, Lieutenant Marcus Hale stood watch, his sharp eyes scanning the horizon from the observation tower. Humans had settled this planet years ago, bringing with them technology, hope, and a promise of peace. Yet Marcus had learned long ago that peace was often fragile, and vigilance was necessary. A sudden ripple across the sky caught his attention. At first, he thought it was another atmospheric anomaly, common on Aurelia, but as the shimmer intensified, a shape began to form. It was a ship, unlike anything humans had designed. Sleek and organic in appearance, it glided silently through the air, almost as if it were alive. Marcus's heart quickened. He reached for his communicator. "Control, this is Lieutenant Hale. We have an unidentified craft entering orbit. Requesting immediate visual confirmation," he said, his voice steady, though excitement tinged it. The reply came quickly, calm and professional. "Acknowledged, Lieutenant. Scan in progress. Stay alert." Marcus frowned as the ship descended closer to the colony. There were no markings, no insignia, only smooth curves of unknown metal that shimmered with a faint blue light. The colony's sensors began to pick up energy signatures unlike anything stored in their databases. A sense of unease settled over the observation tower. Then the hatch of the ship opened. From the glowing interior stepped a figure that seemed almost too graceful for the human eye. She moved with a fluid elegance, her tall form wrapped in a silvery suit that reflected the fading sunlight. Her hair, a cascade of violet, shimmered like starlight, and her eyes glowed faintly, hinting at intelligence and power. She was undeniably regal. Marcus felt a strange mix of awe and caution. The newcomer raised her hand in a gesture of peace. Marcus noticed the way she carried herself, not like a conqueror, but like someone who had faced danger many times before. "Identify yourself," Marcus called, his voice firm. The alien, he would later learn her name was Lysera, bowed slightly, her voice melodic and clear carried across the tower. "I am Princess Lysera of Virilia. I come seeking aid and refuge. My world is under siege, and I have urgent matters to discuss with your council." Marcus exchanged a glance with the control team. Virilia was unknown to humans. It was not in any star charts or diplomatic logs. Yet there was a weight to her words, and the way she stood made it clear she was no ordinary traveler. "Princess?" Marcus repeated, uncertain if he should treat her as a threat or an ally. "What makes you think we will help?" Lysera's gaze did not waver. "Because you value courage and honor. Because you have proven yourselves worthy. I have observed your people. You are strong, resourceful, and intelligent. I ask for an audience to show you why our fates may be linked." Before Marcus could respond, alarms blared across the colony. A sudden tremor shook the ground. The golden fields rippled violently, and a section of the northern energy dome cracked, releasing a burst of heat and sparks. Colonists screamed as a wave of debris tumbled across the streets. Marcus grabbed his rifle and sprinted toward the chaos, Lysera close behind. Despite her delicate appearance, she moved with astonishing speed, leaping over rubble as if the ground were water. She reached a group of trapped colonists first, her hands glowing faintly. A soft hum vibrated through the air, and the debris lifted, gently moving aside so the humans could escape. Marcus felt a thrill of disbelief. He had trained for countless emergencies, but this display of skill was extraordinary. He assisted in guiding the remaining colonists to safety, glancing at Lysera as she worked. She was not a threat. She was a protector. Once the danger passed, Marcus finally had a moment to speak. "You just saved them." "How?" Lysera looked at him with calm eyes. "On my planet, I trained to protect my people from threats far greater than storms. I could not let them suffer." Marcus nodded slowly, feeling respect bloom alongside his curiosity. "Then come with me. We need to get you to the council before anyone misinterprets your intentions." As they moved through the city streets, Marcus observed how humans paused to stare at her, whispers of awe following her every step. Children pointed and smiled, sensing that this was someone remarkable. Even the guards, who were trained to treat all aliens with suspicion, gave her room. There was something about her presence that commanded attention without demanding it. At the central command, the council waited, senior leaders, scientists, and military advisors. Marcus led Lysera inside. "Council, this is Princess Lysera of Virelia. She requests an audience to discuss urgent matters regarding her planet and a threat that may extend beyond her world." A murmur ran through the council chamber. One of the senior advisors, Dr. Alara Vance, leaned forward. "How can we trust her? She is unknown, and we know nothing of her people." Lysera stepped forward gracefully. "I understand your caution. Trust must be earned. Allow me to demonstrate why it is justified." She placed her hand on a small device she had carried, which projected a holographic display of her home planet. The image showed vast cities, beautiful landscapes, and, in contrast, areas of destruction, burned cities and darkened skies. "This is my world. It is under siege by an empire that seeks to conquer and destroy. My people are strong, but we cannot fight them alone. I have come to show you a way to help that could save countless lives across multiple systems." Marcus A. watched the council's reactions. Some members whispered to each other, eyes wide with awe. Others were skeptical, frowning at the unfamiliar technology and the unknown threats. Dr. Vance asked cautiously, "And why come to us? Humans are not involved in this conflict." Lysera's eyes glowed faintly with a calm intensity. "I have observed humanity for some time. I know of your courage, your creativity, and your resolve. You are capable of feats many believe impossible. I do not seek to control you, only to fight alongside you, if you are willing." Marcus felt a spark of admiration. He had fought countless battles, but the idea that humans might be recognized across the stars for their strength was exhilarating. He looked at Lysera, seeing not just an alien, but a leader, a warrior, and perhaps a friend. The council deliberated, in whispers, weighing caution against opportunity. Finally, the head of the council, Admiral Kyle, spoke. "Lieutenant Hale, escort Princess Lysera to the research labs. We will begin a formal assessment of her abilities and technology. The safety of our colony is our priority, but we will listen." Marcus nodded. "Understood, sir. Princess, please follow me." As they walked to the labs, Marcus finally asked, "You have incredible abilities, but why do you trust humans so quickly?" Lysera glanced at him, a soft smile on her lips. "Because, in observing your people, I have seen what courage looks like. Not the absence of fear, but the choice to act despite it. That is something I respect, and it is something rare in the galaxy." Marcus felt a surge of pride. Humans were often underestimated by others in the cosmos, yet here was proof that their spirit was undeniable. Perhaps the legends of human ingenuity and bravery were true after all. In the labs, Lysera demonstrated her skills in careful, controlled tests. She moved objects with precision, analyzed complex systems in seconds, and showed combat maneuvers that seemed almost impossible. Every display left Marcus and the human scientists astonished. She did not boast. She simply showed respect for skill, both hers and theirs. By the end of the day, a sense of mutual respect had begun to form. Lysera admired human adaptability and determination, while the humans acknowledged that this alien princess was a force to be reckoned with. As Marcus watched her leave the lab, he felt a quiet determination settle in his chest. The galaxy was vast and full of unknowns, but with allies like Lysera, perhaps humanity could rise to meet the challenges ahead. And deep in the sky above Aurelia, the stars seemed to shimmer with the promise of adventure, danger, and the remarkable courage of those willing to fight for what was right. The morning sun rose over Aurelia, casting pale light over the city's crystal towers. Marcus Hale stood on the balcony of the Central Command building, staring at the horizon. Despite the calm morning, his mind was restless. Lysera, the alien princess, had stayed in the research lab overnight, working alongside human engineers and scientists. Every display of her knowledge only strengthened the growing sense that humans were about to face something much larger than themselves. The quiet was broken by a soft alarm. The observation screens lit up with a series of fast-moving objects, approaching Aurelia's orbit. Marcus tensed, recognizing the energy signatures. "Control report," he barked. Dr. Alara Vance's voice came over the comm. "Lieutenant, these are hostile ships. They match the patterns of what Princess Lysera called the Virelian enemy fleet." Marcus felt his pulse quicken. The peaceful colony was about to become a battlefield. He quickly summoned a team of human soldiers and coordinated with Lysera, who stood nearby, calm and focused despite the incoming threat. "We need to prepare the defenses," Marcus said. "But we also need a strategy. Lysera, can your people's combat experience help?" Lysera nodded. "Yes. I will show you tactics used to defend worlds far stronger than this one. Humans may surprise even themselves if they trust their instincts." The council convened quickly, debating how to respond. Many were fearful. Humans had not faced enemies of this scale before. But Marcus noticed something extraordinary. When Lysera spoke, even the most cautious council members listened, recognizing her experience and wisdom. "Let us begin with a test," she said, raising her hand toward the central holographic display. She projected a simulation of the enemy fleet approaching Aurelia. "This is how they operate. Their ships are fast, their tactics clever but predictable in patterns. Humans are capable of improvisation, which can be their greatest strength." Marcus studied the simulation. He had fought many battles, but seeing the enemy from Lysera's perspective opened his mind to new strategies. She was not just showing him what the enemy could do. She was teaching him to think like a commander. Hours passed as humans and Lysera worked side by side. Soldiers practiced new formations while engineers modified defensive turrets based on Lysera's guidance. Even Marcus, a soldier trained for combat, learned how to anticipate enemy movements in ways he had never considered. Then came the first real test. Sensors picked up a small enemy probe entering Aurelia's atmosphere. It moved fast, scanning the colony, and emitted a strange pulse that interfered with communication systems. Marcus and Lysera rushed to intercept. They boarded a reconnaissance vehicle and raced toward the probe's path. Lysera's hands moved swiftly over the control panels, adjusting the vehicle with a precision Marcus had never seen. "Hold steady," she instructed, her voice calm. "The probe reacts to sudden changes. Approach slowly, then cut its signal." Marcus obeyed, marveling at her skill. As they neared the probe, it suddenly fired a pulse that threw them off balance. Marcus gritted his teeth, but Lysera remained steady, countering the energy field with a controlled motion of her hands. The probe's systems faltered, and with a final adjustment, Lysera disabled it completely. Marcus let out a breath he hadn't realized he was holding. "Incredible," he said. "You make it look easy." Lysera smiled faintly. "Experience makes some things easier, but the courage to act, that comes from within. Humans have that courage naturally. You must trust it." The council watched the successful interception through live feed. Murmurs of admiration spread among the human leaders. Dr. Vance leaned over to Marcus. "I did not expect a stranger to teach us so much. Yet here we are, learning from her, preparing for an enemy we barely understand." Marcus nodded, feeling a deep sense of pride. Humanity was often underestimated, but here they were, learning and adapting, guided by an ally from another world. That night, the colony remained tense. Marcus patrolled the perimeter while Lysera observed from a nearby tower. The twin moons reflected in her eyes, giving her an almost ethereal appearance. "Do you ever worry?" Marcus asked, breaking the silence. Lysera tilted her head. "Of course. Every leader worries when their people face danger. But fear must not control action, courage does. You have it in abundance, Lieutenant." Marcus smiled faintly. "You make it sound simple." "It is simple," she replied. "Not easy, but simple. Observe, act, adapt. Humans do this instinctively. That is why I trust you." The following days brought small skirmishes. Enemy drones entered Aurelia's orbit, attempting reconnaissance and sabotage. Marcus and Lysera led teams to intercept them, combining human tactics with Lysera's alien techniques. Every engagement strengthened the trust between them. Soldiers began to see that humans were not merely participants, they were innovators, capable of quick thinking that even advanced alien forces struggled to predict. One evening, during a debriefing in the command center, Lysera revealed the full extent of the threat. She projected a three-dimensional map of her home planet, Virelia, highlighting cities in flames and areas under enemy control. "The enemy is relentless," she explained. "They believe only strength can dominate the galaxy. But I have learned that strategy, courage, and unity can overcome strength alone. Humans embody those qualities. That is why I have come to you, not as a ruler demanding aid, but as a comrade, seeking partnership." Marcus felt a surge of determination. Humans were often underestimated, yet here they were, standing on the edge of a larger conflict and preparing to fight as equals with someone from another world. The council listened carefully. Some members were still wary, but the repeated displays of Lysera's skill and the courage shown by Marcus and his team convinced many to take her word seriously. They began to plan not just for defense but for collaboration, a rare and powerful alliance between humans and alien forces. That night, Marcus and Lysera walked along the outer perimeter of the colony. Stars stretched endlessly above them, a reminder of the vast galaxy they were part of. "You believe in humans?" Marcus said quietly. "Why?" Lysera stopped, looking at him. "Because I have seen what humans can do when they act with courage and heart. You innovate in ways no other species does. You adapt and you never give up. That is rare in the universe." Marcus felt a strange warmth. Humanity had faced many challenges, yet this recognition from someone as extraordinary as Lysera made him proud. He realized that humans were capable of more than they often believed, and that he would fight to prove it. The next day brought the first major engagement. Enemy ships entered Aurelia's orbit in full force, moving with coordinated precision. Marcus led the human defense units while Lysera took position in the command center, guiding them through strategies that combined human unpredictability with her alien insight. The battle was intense. Energy beams streaked across the sky, and defensive turrets fired with precision. Humans adapted quickly, improvising as Lysera's strategies unfolded. Marcus coordinated squads to intercept enemy maneuvers, anticipating moves that even Lysera found clever. Together, they created a defensive line that slowly pushed the enemy back. During a critical moment, an enemy ship targeted the city's power grid. Marcus led a small team to intercept it directly, while Lysera guided them remotely, providing information and tactical advice. The ship's defenses were formidable, but human ingenuity shone. Marcus devised a rapid plan, using the terrain to block energy beams and force the enemy ship into a trap. With a combined effort, they disabled the ship without heavy casualties. As the enemy retreated, the colony erupted in relief and cheers. Humans had proven their capability, and Lysera's admiration for them grew. "Your courage and adaptability saved many lives today," she told Marcus. "I am honored to fight alongside such warriors." Marcus nodded, feeling pride swell in his chest. Humans were more than survivors. They were innovators, leaders, and fighters who could stand alongside the greatest in the galaxy. And now, with Lysera's guidance, they were ready to face even greater challenges. That night, as the twin moons cast silver light across the colony, Marcus and Lysera stood together on a hill overlooking the city. They had survived the first wave, but the shadow of war still loomed. Marcus realized that their journey was only beginning, and that humanity's true potential was about to be tested in ways no one had imagined. Above them, the stars stretched endlessly, carrying the promise of adventure, danger, and the courage of those willing to fight for what was right. The sky above Aurelia darkened as the enemy fleet appeared on the horizon, a shadow stretching across the twin suns' golden light. Marcus Hale stood atop the command tower, scanning the incoming ships. The enemy was vast, their numbers far exceeding what humans had encountered before. Sleek, menacing and advanced. Each ship bristled with energy weapons and shields designed to withstand the most powerful assaults. Beside Marcus, Princess Lysera observed the approaching fleet with calm determination. "They believe their strength is unmatched," she said quietly. "But they underestimate what humans can do when they fight with heart and mind." Marcus nodded. He had faced many battles on the frontier worlds, but this was unlike anything he had seen. The enemy fleet moved with precision, but humans had something no machine or alien strategy could predict: adaptability, courage, and creativity. "Marcus," Lysera continued, "we must act before they strike the city directly. A frontal defense will cost too many lives. I propose a targeted strike against their command vessel. If we can disrupt it, the rest may falter." Marcus's mind raced. The plan was risky, almost suicidal. "We'll need a small strike team, fast, coordinated, and willing to act under extreme pressure." Lysera's eyes glowed faintly. "I will lead the assault, but humans will be vital. Your skills and instincts will guide us." Together, they assembled a team of elite human soldiers and a few trusted alien allies who had come with Lysera. Marcus reviewed the equipment: fast strike crafts, energy disruptors, and advanced communication devices. Every detail mattered. A single mistake could mean disaster. The strike team launched under the cover of a low planetary cloud layer. Aurelia's defensive turrets fired at enemy drones, distracting them while Marcus and Lysera guided their small squad toward the command ship. The enemy fleet was vast, but their coordination created predictable patterns Lysera had taught the Yao team to anticipate. As they approached the enemy vessel, alarms blared inside the craft. Automated defenses activated and energy shields shimmered to life. Lysera moved with fluid precision, issuing commands to the human pilots. "Flank the right side. Marcus, take the lead on the bypass. Use the terrain for cover." Marcus gritted, his teeth, and accelerated. Using the planet's shadowed surface and asteroid fragments from a nearby belt, he maneuvered the craft expertly. He felt a surge of exhilaration. This was not just combat, it was a test of skill, strategy, and trust. Every move he made relied on his instincts honed over years of training. The team's approach did not go unnoticed. The enemy vessel fired, energy beams slicing through space. One beam narrowly missed Marcus's craft, leaving a streak of scorched metal in its wake. He adjusted the trajectory, weaving between projectiles. Lysera's calm voice guided him. "Steady. Focus. Timing is everything." Inside the command ship, Lysera and Marcus led the infiltration. The vessel's interior was sleek, metallic, and alive with faint energy currents. Automated drones patrolled the corridors, scanning for intruders. Lysera moved first, disabling the drones with swift, precise motions. Marcus followed, coordinating human movements and keeping the team in formation. "Stay close," Lysera instructed. "Their traps are clever but predictable once you understand their logic." A sudden alarm echoed through the vessel. Hidden turrets emerged from the walls, targeting the team. Marcus dove behind a bulkhead, narrowly avoiding a blast. Lysera leapt into action, her hands glowing as energy arcs struck the turrets, disabling them instantly. The human soldiers watched in awe. Marcus realized that this was not about alien superiority, it was about teamwork. Humans, with their ingenuity and rapid adaptation, could complement Lysera's strength and precision. Together, they were unstoppable. They reached the central command chamber. The enemy commander, a towering figure with mechanical augmentations, glared at them through the room's energy shields. "Intruders!" it roared, voice amplified and distorted. "You dare enter my ship?" Lysera stepped forward, her stance calm and commanding. "We come not to fight unnecessarily, but to end your assault on innocent worlds. Your reign of conquest ends here." Marcus felt a surge of determination. The humans in his squad mirrored his resolve, standing firm despite the intimidating presence. This was the moment to prove that courage and strategy could challenge even the most advanced foes. The enemy commander activated an array of energy weapons. The room filled with a deadly hum as energy arcs crisscrossed, seeking to incinerate the intruders. Lysera countered with precision, deflecting attacks while guiding Marcus and the team to weak points in the defense grid. Marcus devised a quick plan. Using the team's mobility, he instructed a human soldier to disable the main power conduit while another created a distraction by luring automated drones into a trap. The plan was risky, but Marcus trusted his squad and himself. "Now," he shouted. The team moved with flawless timing. Lysera struck the enemy commander with a precise energy burst, forcing it back. Humans disabled the conduits and disrupted the command systems. Alarms blared and the enemy vessel shook as internal systems failed. Marcus felt a rush of triumph. They had done it. The command ship was crippled. Without coordination, the remaining fleet faltered, giving Aurelia's defenses a chance to strike back. Yet victory came at a cost. One of the human soldiers was injured during the infiltration. Marcus lifted him onto his shoulders, moving quickly, as Lysera cleared the path. "We will not leave anyone behind," she said, her tone resolute. Back at Aurelia, the colony's defensive turrets targeted the retreating fleet. Energy beams streaked across the sky, and explosions dotted the horizon as enemy ships were forced into disarray. Humans and alien allies cheered quietly, but Marcus knew this was only the beginning. The enemy commander had escaped. In the command center, Lysera addressed the team. "Today, you have shown what humans are capable of, not just courage, but creativity, quick thinking, and loyalty. You have fought not just as soldiers, but as equals to alien warriors." Marcus nodded. He felt pride, not just in himself, but in humanity. Humans were often underestimated, yet here they were, standing as equals alongside someone of extraordinary ability, shaping the outcome of an interstellar conflict. That evening, Marcus and Lysera walked through the colony streets, observing the people they had fought to protect. Children played near the repaired energy domes, and citizens waved at them with smiles of gratitude. It was a reminder of what they were fighting for, not just survival, but hope, courage, and the chance to rise above impossible odds. Lysera paused, looking up at the stars. "The commander escaped, but we have shown them that even the greatest strength can be challenged by strategy and unity. Humans have a power that cannot be measured by weapons alone." Marcus smiled. "And they will learn to respect it soon enough." Lysera turned to him, her expression thoughtful. "I believe humanity is not only capable of defending itself, but also of changing the course of galactic events. I am proud to fight alongside you." The two stood in silence, watching the night sky. The stars seemed endless, and yet Marcus felt a newfound confidence. Humanity had faced overwhelming odds and proven itself not just capable, but remarkable. With allies like Lysera, and with courage, ingenuity, and determination, they could face anything the galaxy threw at them. Above them, distant stars shimmered with the promise of more battles, more challenges, and more opportunities for humans to rise and show the universe what they were truly capable of. And Marcus knew deep in his heart that Aurelia was only the beginning. The dawn on Aurelia was quiet, but the calm was deceiving. After the partial victory against the enemy fleet, the humans and Lysera knew the battle was far from over. Marcus Hale walked through the city streets, observing repairs and preparations. Every turret, every squad, every shield generator had been reinforced overnight. Humanity was resilient, and today that resilience would be tested again. In the command center, Lysera and the council studied data collected from the previous battle. Energy signatures, ship blueprints, and unusual patterns of the enemy fleet filled the holographic displays. Marcus leaned over the console, tracing movements with his finger. "There's something here," Lysera said, pointing at a cluster of readings. "Their energy supply relies heavily on rare crystals. Without them, their ships lose coordination, shields weaken, and weapons fail." Dr. Ilara Vance frowned. "Rare crystals? How can we reach them? We have no reserves, and they are not naturally found here." Lysera's eyes glowed faintly. "They are present here, on Aurelia. They mine it unknowingly while observing our defenses. If we can neutralize the crystals remotely, we can cripple their fleet. Marcus's mind raced. The challenge was immense, but the potential reward was worth the risk. How do we do it? He asked. Lysera turned to him. We need a combination of human ingenuity and alien technology. Humans are clever in ways machines cannot predict. I will guide you, but your creativity will make this plan work. Marcus felt a surge of determination. He called a team of engineers, scientists, and soldiers. Together, they began constructing a device capable of generating an energy field to neutralize the crystals. Humans worked with Lysera's alien technology, combining knowledge in ways that neither species could have achieved alone. While the device was being prepared, Lysera trained human soldiers in alien combat tactics. Marcus observed the soldiers as they learned new maneuvers, quickly adapting to unfamiliar techniques. Even the most skeptical human fighters began to trust her methods, realizing that alien skill could complement their own instincts. This is not just about fighting, Lysera explained during a training session. It's about understanding your opponent and using your environment. Humans do this naturally. That is why I believe in you. Marcus smiled, watching his soldiers execute maneuvers with increasing precision. Humanity's adaptability was proving itself once again. Meanwhile, reconnaissance drones confirmed the location of the enemy crystals. Hidden deep within rocky caverns on Aurelia's northern continent, the crystals pulsed with energy. Marcus studied the data, noting the hazardous terrain and the automated defenses. We need a strike team, he said. Fast, careful, and ready for anything. Lysera agreed. I will accompany you. Together we can reach the crystals and deploy the device. Your human intuition will guide the final steps. The strike team boarded sleek hovercrafts designed for rapid movement over rough terrain. Marcus took the lead, scanning the horizon for threats. Lysera followed closely, her calm presence steadying the human soldiers. As they approached the northern continent, jagged rocks and deep ravines created natural obstacles. Enemy drones patrolled the area, but Lysera's guidance allowed the team to remain undetected. Suddenly, a drone detected them and fired a warning pulse. Marcus ducked instinctively, signaling the team to scatter. Lysera moved with precision, disabling the drone with a small energy device. Stay alert, she instructed. They will respond quickly. The team pressed forward, moving cautiously, through the cavern entrance. Inside, the crystals glowed faintly, illuminating the walls with a soft blue light. Marcus felt the weight of the mission. One wrong step could trigger alarms, alerting the enemy fleet. Lysera positioned the device at the center of the crystal cluster. Humans, assist me, she instructed. Soldiers worked together, adjusting the device's energy settings, coordinating with Lysera's alien technology. Marcus monitored the power flow, making rapid calculations to stabilize the system. Almost. Ready? Lysera said, her hands glowing as she synchronized the device with the crystals. On my mark. Now. Energy surged through the crystals, sending pulses outward. The cavern trembled as the device activated. The crystal's glow faded, and automated defenses on the surface began to fail. Marcus and the team moved quickly to exit the cavern before the enemy could respond. Outside, they observed the result. Enemy ships in orbit began to falter. Shields weakened, weapons malfunctioned, and coordination broke down. Aurelia's turrets took advantage of the chaos, striking the enemy fleet with precision. Humans and Lysera had achieved a major victory, yet the enemy commander remained unaccounted for. Lysera's eyes narrowed. This victory is only temporary. The commander will regroup. We must prepare for the final confrontation. Marcus nodded. He felt a surge of pride in humanity. Humans had faced overwhelming odds and, through ingenuity, courage, and adaptability, had turned the tide of the battle. Lysera's respect for humans had grown, and the bond between them strengthened with every shared challenge. Back in the command center, the council celebrated the success but remained cautious. This is remarkable, Admiral Kale said. Humans and Lysera working together have proven that strategy and intelligence can overcome superior strength. Marcus spoke up. We've seen what humans can do when we trust ourselves and each other. This victory shows that courage, teamwork, and quick thinking are as important as weapons or numbers. Lyzara smiled, placing a hand on Marcus's shoulder. You speak wisely. Humanity's strength lies not only in technology but in the spirit to face the impossible. That is what makes you truly remarkable. As the day ended, Marcus and Lyzara walked through the quiet streets of Aurelia. The people were safe for now, and the sky above shimmered with the light of distant stars. Yet both knew that the enemy, Commander, was still out there planning the next move. We've proven ourselves, Marcus said quietly. But the war isn't over. Lyzara nodded. No, but we have shown that humans can stand against forces that many would consider unbeatable. Your courage and ingenuity will be the key to victory. Marcus felt a renewed determination. Humanity had always faced challenges and risen above them, but this was different. This was not just survival, it was the chance to show the galaxy what humans were capable of. And with allies like Lyzara, he believed they could achieve the impossible. That night, Aurelia's twin moons cast a silver glow over the city. Marcus and Lyzara stood on a hill overlooking the lights of the colony. The stars stretched endlessly above, promising more battles, more challenges, and more opportunities for humans to prove their worth. Lyzara turned to Marcus. Tomorrow, we strike at the heart of the enemy fleet. Together, humans and Varelians will show that courage and intelligence can overcome any threat. Marcus clenched his fist, feeling pride and determination. Then we'll be ready. Humanity will not falter. We'll fight, and we'll win. The night was calm, but Marcus knew the coming battle would be the greatest challenge they had faced. Still, he believed in humans, their adaptability, their courage, and their unyielding spirit. Aurelia had survived today, but the future would demand even more, and he was ready to meet it, side by side with Lyzara. Above them, the stars seemed to shine brighter, as if celebrating humanity's courage and the promise of an alliance that could change the course of the galaxy. Marcus looked at Lyzara, and she met his gaze with a steady, confident expression. Together, they would face whatever came next, and humanity's story was only beginning. The morning sky of Aurelia was streaked with orange and gold as the twin suns rose. Marcus Hale stood at the command tower, his gaze fixed on the horizon where the enemy fleet had regrouped. After the recent victories, the humans and Lyzara knew the final battle was imminent. Aurelia had been prepared, defensive turrets reinforced, energy shields optimized, and strike teams ready for rapid deployment. Princess Lyzara stood beside Marcus, her violet eyes scanning the fleet. They have recovered partially, she said, but their coordination is fragile. Today we end this siege, or we ensure it will never threaten another world. Marcus nodded, his fingers brushing the controls of his command console. Humanity had proven its courage and ingenuity time and again, but this battle would test every skill they had. Then let's show them what humans are capable of, he said firmly. The strategy was bold. Marcus and Lyzara decided on a two-pronged attack. The main fleet would engage the enemy, drawing their attention and breaking formation, while a strike team, including human pilots and alien allies, would board the enemy commander's ship directly. The goal was to disable the command systems and force the enemy into retreat. As the fleets moved into position, Marcus felt the familiar surge of adrenaline. Humans were often underestimated in the galaxy, but today they would stand as equals among the stars. He looked at Lyzara. We've trained for this. We know the tactics. But it will take more than planning. It will take courage. Every single one of us. Lyzara placed a hand on his shoulder. Courage you have in abundance. Let strategy guide your actions, and the outcome will follow. The battle began with a flash of energy as Aurelia's turrets fired at the enemy fleet. Energy beams streaked through the sky, and explosions dotted the horizon. Marcus coordinated human squads with precision, adapting on the fly as enemy ships maneuvered unpredictably. Lyzara guided them with a calm but commanding presence, combining human instincts with alien foresight. In the chaos, Marcus led the strike team in small assault crafts toward the enemy commander's ship. Using rocky, debris and energy shield diversions, they approached undetected. The enemy vessel loomed large, its dark metal glinting under the suns. Automated defenses activated as they neared, but Lysera's precise commands allowed the team to bypass traps and disable turrets with minimal risk. Inside the ship, the corridors were filled with glowing panels and hums of energy. The enemy commander, a towering figure with mechanical augmentations, awaited them in the central chamber. "You think your small victories mean anything?" It growled, voice amplified and echoing off the metallic walls. "You dare challenge me?" Lysera stepped forward, her posture calm and unwavering. "We do not fight for conquest," she said. "We fight to protect life. Your tyranny ends today." Marcus and the human soldiers moved with precision, flanking the commander and targeting weak points in the energy grid. Lysera struck with calculated energy bursts, creating openings for the humans to advance. The enemy's mechanical augmentations were formidable, but human ingenuity and quick thinking allowed them to anticipate attacks and counter effectively. A sudden surge of energy from the commander sent Marcus flying backward. He rolled, quickly, recovering, and signaled another human soldier to create a diversion. The teamwork was flawless, humans acting with instinct, Lysera with precision, technology, and strategy combined. "You will fail," the commander roared, firing energy blasts. In rapid succession, Marcus dodged, then noticed a weak point in the ship's core systems. "Lysera, now!" he shouted. She raised her hands, synchronizing with the human team to activate the device they had constructed earlier, the energy disruptor designed to exploit the enemy's reliance on rare crystals. A surge of controlled energy pulsed through the ship. Systems flickered, shields faltered, and the commander staggered. Humans moved quickly, disabling remaining defenses and securing the control room. The ship's command systems failed, sending it into a spiraling descent. Outside, the enemy fleet faltered, losing coordination and retreating from Aurelia's defenses. Marcus felt a wave of relief and pride. Humanity had faced overwhelming odds and emerged victorious, their courage and ingenuity shining brightly. Lysera's eyes gleamed with admiration. "You have done what many thought impossible," she said. "Humans are truly remarkable." The strike team returned to Aurelia as heroes. The citizens cheered, and the council convened to assess the victory. Marcus stood with Lysera, knowing that this was more than just a military success. It was proof of humanity's worth on the galactic stage. Admiral Kyle addressed the council. "Today, humans have shown courage, strategy, and ingenuity that rival the greatest civilizations in the galaxy. With allies like Lysera, we have proven that intelligence and bravery are as powerful as advanced technology." Lysera turned to the council. "I came seeking aid, but what I found was more. Humans are capable of extraordinary courage and adaptability. I'm honored to stand alongside you and fight with you. Let this day be the beginning of a lasting alliance between our peoples." Marcus felt a deep sense of pride. Humanity had faced an enemy far superior in numbers and technology, yet they had prevailed. Not because of weapons alone, but because of courage, determination, and the willingness to act despite fear. As the celebrations continued, Marcus and Lysera walked through the city streets, observing the people whose lives they had protected. Children played near the repaired energy domes and citizens waved in gratitude. Marcus felt a renewed sense of purpose. Humanity's story was only beginning, and the galaxy would soon know their true strength. Lysera paused, looking at Marcus, with a serious expression. "The commander may have escaped," she said, "but today we have proven that courage and intelligence can challenge even the most powerful. We will be ready when the next threat comes." Marcus nodded. "And humanity will rise to meet it. We've shown today what we are capable of, and it's only the beginning." That evening, the twin moons cast silver light across Aurelia. Marcus and Lysera stood together on a hill overlooking the city. Stars stretched endlessly above, reminding them of the vastness of the galaxy and the challenges that lay ahead. Lysera spoke quietly, her voice filled with hope. "Humans have proven they can face the impossible. I will return to my people and share this story. The alliance we have forged today will stand as an example across the stars." Marcus smiled. "And when the galaxy tests us again, we'll be ready. Humanity never falters." The two stood in silence, gazing at the night sky. The city below glowed with life and resilience. Aurelia had survived the siege, but more importantly, humanity had proven that they could stand as equals among the stars. Their courage, ingenuity, and unyielding spirit had made the impossible possible. Lysera finally said, "Thank you, Marcus, for your leadership, your courage, and your trust in humanity." Marcus shook his head. "No, thank you, Princess Lysera. You've shown us that humans can rise to greatness, but also that together we can achieve even more." Above them, the stars twinkled brightly, carrying the promise of future adventures, new alliances, and a galaxy that would soon come to respect humanity. Marcus and Lysera knew the journey was far from over, but they had taken the first, most important step. The bond between humans and Varelians had been forged in fire and courage, and nothing in the universe could break it. As the night deepened, Aurelia slept peacefully, unaware of the distant eyes watching the horizon. Enemies who had underestimated humanity and would soon learn that courage, intelligence, and heart could never be defeated. And for Marcus Hale and Princess Lysera, the stars above were no longer distant points of light. They were symbols of hope, challenge, and the remarkable future humans were destined to shape.